Hey, Butch, one of the things that made the Munsters a phenomenon was the show was only on for 2 years, 64 to 66, yet it has taken its place in the pantheon of great television shows that people will never forget, particularly baby boomers like us. What do you think it was that sort of kept that thing in the consciousness of people over the last 50 years?
Well, a couple things. Number one, it was very well produced. The quality of the writing and the talent and the guest stars and the makeup and the special effects was top notch. They kind of got lightning in a bottle because the producers of Leave It to Beaver, who was out at Universal Studios, had done very, very well with a sitcom from a child's point of view, kind of like the kids were the stars in the forefront, the family was behind them. So what they did is they took the Universal Studio Monster franchises, which Universal was the Monster Studio. They did the best Frankensteins and Draculas and all of the great monster movies of the 40s and 50s came out of Universal. And they kind of mushed them together into this family-friendly characters who were a typical American family except for their looks. And then they threw in a beautiful blonde that we found to be the oddball. They did a role reversal on who was right, who was beautiful and who was this. And they touched upon a social commentary of the 60s there was interracial stuff going on.
Being
there
different and blended families. No, that's exactly right. I was going to say.
A lot of upheaval in the 60s. So what they did is they very softly kind of worked that into the scripts about you don't want to live next door to the Munsters or the Munsters are scary. But during the storylines, they very much always came up at the end of the thing with a moral that was learned by Eddie or someone at the family dinner table. We always sat down to dinner. And at the end of the day, they were likable people and don't judge them by their appearance.
Oh, wow. It's interesting. Like as a kid, watching it as a kid, I never saw it from that point of view. We just always thought it was funny that they thought that Marilyn was the one who wasn't cute. But your dad, Herman, he had a lot of the similar wisdom of Ward Cleaver. They were good parents.
They were great parents. In fact, one of the episodes where Eddie grows a beard because he's being called Shorty, and at the dinner table the beard comes off, and Herman, it's got 100 million downloads of Herman giving me this little speech about, did you learn anything? Yes, I'll never make fun of mom's soup again. He goes, no, it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter if you're tall or thin or fat or ugly or ugly or handsome or what color your skin is. It matters the strength of your character and the size of your heart. And that's one of the best speeches ever given by a father to anybody. Wow. And it just happens to have been on the Munsters.